Everybody, it's Sammy Gaming. So I decided I would do a video on letting you guys know some simple food tricks. I started making this when I moved out, and I actually kind of like it. I don't want to say it's Chinese because I'm not really familiarized with all their kind of food and all that, but I guess I'll just start off. What you're gonna need is, I'm using chicken tenderloins. I a lot of times use, what word am I thinking? Chicken breast. But I'm going to try it with this because I was told those are actually a lot better than chicken breast. But you can certainly do chicken breast too if you want. So I'm going to get those started. I have them on high. They're still frozen. I find they're a lot more juicier when you keep them frozen and cook them. But then you are going to need I don't even know how to pronounce it, noodles, but if you can't find them, I'm pretty sure spaghetti noodles will do fine. I'm bending over because I'm recording with my iPad. So I'm going to put them in this pot. You might even have to break them in half. No big deal. You do that with spaghetti anyways. I'm going to use up the rest of this box. I'll throw that away later. And once my chicken starts getting cooking, I use, you can use normal butter, but I'm using the Saute Express. I believe it's garden herb. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember what one I got, and I threw the box away. But you should try it. It's really good. It's like butter with seasoning in it. And then what I'm doing is, okay, a lot of times I use Green Giant rosemary blend and antioxidant blend, but I couldn't find them where I went grocery shopping. So I'm going to give it a try with corn and black beans with brown rice, lightly sauced garden vegetable melody, which has sugar snap peas, roasted potatoes, red peppers, and garden herbs, and then roasted sweet corn, which has corn and peppers with a touch of honey. Because that's pretty much everything that was already in those two blends, except for the potatoes, I believe, were not in there. I don't know if it was a different kind of rice. I'm also going to put some peppers in there, just because I love peppers. And color's kind of starting to get old, so I'm going to try and use up them tonight. Keep putting this. Once this gets to 15 minutes, I am going to have to break this up because I don't want to sit there for like 3 hours waiting for it to upload. So yeah, just kind of let it cook, and it's an easier way for it to thaw faster too. If like you get home and you're like, well, I didn't take anything out, just throw it in the pan, put it on high. I'm going to get the noodles cooking too because those take a while. Also for sauces, I put Worcestershire sauce in there. Don't know how to pronounce it. Along with soy sauce and teriyaki sauce. A lot of times if you go to like your local grocery store or Walmart, you can find those there. Keep kind of flipping those over. It's a big piece right there. It was just raining here, so I do a lot of times put this chicken seasoning in there. It's actually McDormott Chicken Mates. It's Montreal chicken seasoning. You can get it in steak seasoning too. If you can't find that, a lot of times you can find it, but you never know with where you live. I would just suggest trying to find some chicken flavoring, maybe a little dash of chicken broth. I haven't tried that, so. They're still very frozen in the middle. Flip them though so I know they don't get raw. So I'm actually going to pause the video here until they start getting cooked through. But what you're going to do is once they do get cooked through and like you know they're pretty much done, they don't have to be like fully done, they can still be a little raw in the middle. You're going to need a cutting board and then you're gonna cut up into tiny chunks, and then like keep stirring your noodles. And then while you're cutting those up, you can put your frozen vegetables in there and let those start cooking. Once you get it cut up, you're gonna put it in there. And once these are almost unthawed, you can put your butter in there too. So I will be back. Okay, so we're back. My chicken is still kind of raw in the middle there, but it's enough for me to actually be able to cut it. Now, I did decide to put little cherry tomatoes in there. They're the little tomato things, but if you don't like them, you don't have to. So I got my soup going over there, or my noodles. And my chicken is done, sort of. When it breaks apart, then you know you can be able to cut it. So I put one of these in. I'm going to be putting in another one with the vegetables. Make sure you keep your counters clean. So I'm going to open these up. Oh, that's already spilling out. Look at that. Turn this down because it's starting to overboil. Turn those down too. Okay. Now I would suggest using a different pan, but I don't have another big pan. And I've done this before with no harm, so. They make a mess, just be warned. I'm going to give this a little stir too. Make sure the pasta is sticking. Looks yummy. And I just turned it down so it won't end up like splattering everywhere. Except where you are going to be making a mess everywhere. I know it may seem like a lot at first, but it will eventually, once it starts defrosting, it will eventually start shrinking down. I'm going to put some Worcestershire sauce in there. Now I just do a generous amount. Of course, depending on you, you're going to want to decide, but first if you don't like that sauce, then do a little bit of it, if not any. And then teriyaki, which I do a generous amount of. Okay. So, stir that again. Turn it up a little bit more. Maybe we'll stir this. My oven is a little lopsided too, which is not helping with me making a mess. But hey, this is a lot of vegetables. I can barely even lift the pan. It may not be healthy, but at the same time it is. And depending on your liking. Turn it up a little bit. Just make sure you keep your eye on that while you're cutting your chicken. And I would suggest cutting your vegetables first before you do your chicken, because you're technically going to get raw chicken on this, and I don't think you want that with your vegetables. And I'm just going to keep cutting it into tiny pieces. You want big chunks, then go ahead. If you're not a fan of touching raw meat, then I suggest getting somebody else to do it. I mean, I'm not a fan of touching raw beef. For some reason, I can't. And then once like your cutting board is full, you can dump it in with your vegetables. But it is gonna get messy, so. Don't think it's not going to. And like I said, this is my first time making it with tenderloins. I normally make it with chicken breasts, so. Oh, I hate those little hard chunks. That's what grosses me out. But I still go on. And make sure you wash your hands after doing this too. And make sure you wash your hands before you do it. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, but you will. So I'm going to finish cutting these up, and I will be back to you once I am done. So we're back. I got all my chicken cut up. It's in here. Still got that going. We are going to take some chicken seasoning. If I can find the hole to this thing. Swish it in. And put a generous amount on. I love seasoning if you can't tell. I'm going to take one small stick of butter. And just plop it on. Grab a paper towel and get it. And you're just going to kind of let it cook from here. If you need to, put it in a different pan, like split it up. But I suggest just being very careful when you stir it, because as you can tell, it's very much. And you're just going to kind of cook it until you see your chicken is not raw anymore. It's really good just to have for dinner, to bring to work for lunch. I will be back with the final results after I'm done cooking this. I do put some soy sauce and teriyaki sauce in my noodles once I get those drained out. And I will show you the afterworks. Alright, and here's the final result. It looks really yummy. I put the noodles down on the bottom, as you can tell right there. And then the topping on top. I put some teriyaki sauce in the noodles. And I just do that with a side of drink. Don't want to say whatever kind of drink, whatever drink you guys like. And yeah, it's very yummy. I love it. Ever since I started making it. Like I said, it's really easy to take with you to work if you need to. And I only took a few ingredients. I'd say this costs less than $20, and I just moved out on my own, so I'm trying to find an easy way to make really good food. And I'm thinking about doing some more videos. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And let me know if you want some more food. Bye guys.